The great worry for people, of course, is inflation, because it affects your money. Oh. Well, yes, this is one that's been shrunk. It's a shrunken dollar. It's actually a real dollar that's been shrunk using special chemicals, and magicians and so on love playing with this and showing it as a trick effect. But it's exactly what it's made of. Nothing's been added. It's just very, very clever bit of chemistry. So I've been enjoying, every time I go to the States, finding new banknotes, new versions of the almighty dollar, which do bizarre things. Some of them are quite genuine, of course. Others are very much people's imagination. I'll start with this one here, which is perfectly genuine. It's just that it's all been joined together, and you can buy those sheets from the Treasury Department in Washington, D.C., in big sheets, in fact, and this has been extracted from a sheet. So those are all quite genuine $1 bills. I thought of going into New York shop sometime in the next year or two. When they say that'll be $3.75, I'll say, fine, can I borrow a pair of scissors and cut them up? They are genuine notes, something I haven't seen in any other currency. But that's what that one's for. And then they say that you've got to make money go further. So this is a lovely example of a stretched dollar. It goes like this. Not that easy to do, actually. I'll show you the pattern for doing it. This is a bit of paper that's been cut like that, which stretches like that. But through that, you've got to take a very, very fine bladed knife with a dollar fixed in underneath and make those very, very clever little cuts. And it takes a long time to do accurately, but it's a lovely idea to have a dollar bill that stretches wide like that. One of my trips to Atlanta Underground, which is a shopping precinct in the middle of Atlanta, had a small booth in which they took pictures of you, providing you give them $5 or $20 probably, and they then made the picture of you, or this one was a family, into a little photograph. Very, very, very flat, very nice technology. It was a photographic positive, and they pasted it over George's face, of course. So there's George. It now became personalised, and there's one another there which I got off the Beatles. So it's been quite a little fancy thing that booths do in street markets in the States, where they're fairly tolerant about this sort of thing. I didn't know until I've been at least for the first 10 years of New York Toy Fair that a $2 note, which I've never seen before, is perfectly genuine. It's just that it's not much fancied by the Americans for some reason. They go from 1 to 5 to 10 to 20, 50 and 100 are typically the numbers they use. But it does exist, and it's not a joke, it's genuine. That was a surprise to me. This, by contrast, is a very, very clever idea. It's a genuine note, but look, if you look carefully at it, it's got something here saying, in that red lighting, you have to go to a website. And it's called Where's George? This is a lovely idea. The guy who made this set up a website, and the idea was he then put this dollar, which had been stamped like this, into his ordinary expenditure in a shop, and then it circulated around. And when people were curious as to what it was all about, they discovered the request on this website, would you mind saying not your name or address or anything like that, but just where you are in America when you picked up this note? And then over the next few years, you're going to track it to see where it goes randomly, completely randomly, as it's coming in and out of change and pockets and cash registers throughout America. It's on its travels. And he wants to say, where's George, or where's George been? In fact, where's the $20 bill been? I'd love to get an up-to-date on that sometime to see what tracking he's done. This is something that I missed getting, but you had to be in New York in a particular week when they were showing this down in downtown New York, the financial district. If someone, just for fun, made up, I think it was when there was some money crisis going on, a $0 bill and gave them out to people in the streets standing near. Now, something I wish I had, but I've got a picture of it, so that's good enough. There's been ones which are a bit critical, of course, of people, sometimes rather too critical. But the 9/11 disaster, which is so frightful, has received the attention of the people, who love designing or redesigning the American dollar bill. Crossing the Rubicon, one deception, etc., etc. Yes. If you're looking for big money, and I've never actually handled a $1,000 bill, I think it's available. This is stage money, of course. So the United States of America, $1,000 they call it on the back actually. That's interesting. But it's actually that. And this one here is, oh goodness me, this is $1 million note. How about that? Would you ever had that in your letter? Or $1 trillion note? Oh my goodness. And worse still, a $1 zillion bill. Well, that'll certainly sort out the national debt, won't it? Huh. What a lovely creative idea it is in America to take the dollar bill and do things with it, which are highly enjoyable and fun, and sometimes very witty, and sometimes very original, and sometimes they're perfectly genuine notes you just didn't know they existed. So I'm going to keep looking out for more.